Hey guys, Josh here. Welcome back to Gather Online. It's Wednesday. We're only halfway through the week, and if you are needing a little something to push you through that hump day, well, maybe this will help. I'm not saying that that's how me and Maritza have been feeling right now, but I'm also not going to say that's not how we've been feeling right now. Guys, we have some more good stuff for you today, not just corgi videos, as great as those are. We got Luke sharing a word with us today, and Carly, Elizabeth, Michael, and Lilla are all going to be sharing some beautiful music with us today as well. So check it out.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to be back with you again today. I want to say thank you for everyone who's been joining us for these online gatherings. It's a privilege for me to be able to talk to you, and I'm honored that you would listen. And I just look forward to the time when we can talk together in person a lot more frequently. So, I'm on Facebook now, if you didn't know that. Turns out everybody wants to be my friend. I have more than 40 now. Requests just keep coming in. Just had one yesterday. I keep saying yes. I have a big tent Facebook, gathering all the friends out there onto my Facebook page. No, seriously, I have just recently joined Facebook because of the situation with the quarantine, because we're putting videos online. And for a long time, I've resisted Facebook, knowing that it could be a temptation and that it could be a distraction, that it could waste a lot of my time. So I've stayed away from it, but now I'm there. But that's a good place for me to start, because today I want to talk to you about what I see as a danger. And I'm afraid for us. I'm afraid that we may be lulled to sleep by something that is harming us and not even know that it's happening. Not just with Facebook, not just with the internet even, but with technology in general. We're bombarded with so many technological advances that have come upon us over the last few decades. And now we not only have Facebook, but we have Twitter and Snapchat and Pinterest, and I don't even know what else is out there. We have our phones that we take with us constantly, and we're always available to people for text messages. We have apps for everything. And we can be constantly distracted by these kinds of things. Technology can consume us. And I'm afraid that even though it is a good thing in a lot of ways, and there are a lot of benefits to it, I'm afraid that it could be destroying us. And now we're in a time with this quarantine where we are being driven online, in a sense. And that's not all bad. I don't want to discourage you from that. Right now, social media, thank God for it. Imagine this quarantine without it, and without other ways to connect with people via the internet. I am very thankful that we do have access to things like this for a difficult time, and I think we should make use of it, but with awareness of the danger that's in it. So I was remembering recently a story that I read a long time ago about Alaskan wolf hunters, and what they would do is they'd take a blade of some kind, a knife. They would cover it in the blood of another, I guess an animal, take an elk or something like that, cover it in its blood, freeze that blood, and then stick the blade in the ground. And the wolf comes along, and this is kind of a gruesome and painful story, but the wolf comes along and begins licking the frozen blood on the blade. And eventually the wolf's tongue becomes numb as it licks the frozen blood. And before long, it's not just licking blood, it's licking the blade itself. And the wolf is bleeding out. It's killing itself without even knowing that it's doing so. And that story comes to my mind as I think of technology today. Something that begins as a good thing, something that we can all embrace as beneficial in a lot of ways. I wonder if it may be killing us and we don't even know it. Could it be that some of our lives are being destroyed by technology because it's taking us away from the life God intended for us to have and placing us in a world of distraction? A study that came out not too long ago reported that 89% of people had, in their most recent social interaction, been interrupted by their phone. And 82% said that that interruption had a negative impact on the overall conversation. Now, that's just one example of a lot of different things we could talk about where technology may be having a negative impact upon us. We're becoming more distracted. We're becoming less present to each other and less present to God. Is technology really harming us and perhaps destroying us? You know, in order to know what's really bad, we have to know what's good. And so here's what I want to tell you very briefly: the good that we are made for, the thing that we're put into this world for, that's God. We are made for life with God. And to the extent that technology pulls us away from that, it is harming us. It is taking us away from our created, for what we were created for the well-being that God has made us for. We're not just talking about rules to keep. We're not just talking about things we have to do to please God. We're talking about being the people God created us to be. And that's what we want to know. Let me just share one scripture with you, and maybe we'll talk about things related to this going into the future. Psalm chapter 1, the first psalm programmatic for the rest of the Psalms, begins with these words: "Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked." You get this progression from walking to standing to sitting. He does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. Then the psalmist says, that person is like a tree that's planted by streams of water, that yields its fruit in its season and always has healthy leaves. It's a flourishing life, but it's a life that's lived with God. And you may hear that and think, oh, does that mean I've just got to do a Bible study? No, it's not just about doing a Bible study or getting on a Bible reading program or any other thing that you kind of take from the outside and superimpose on top of your life. It's about from the inside coming to delight in God, having our hearts changed so that we long for His presence, so that we see what's really good in human life. Now, if you try to reverse that psalm or replace what's in there with what people are doing today, at least in practice, would it read something like, "Blessed is the person who does not hang out with sinners," to paraphrase, does not live in the way that sinners do, because his delight is in social media. And on social media, he meditates day and night. You see, it just doesn't work like that. Now, that's not that social media is wrong or evil, but that's not the consuming passion of our life. It should not be the consuming passion of our life. We are made for life with God. And that is the flourishing life. I want to encourage you this morning, while you can use technology for your benefit in various ways, do not let it become an idol. Do not get down on your knees before it, because you were made for something more and something so much better than that. It is a life lived with God. God bless you till next time.
When I'm walk through deep waters, I will not be with me. When I'm standing in the fire, I will not be overcome. Through the valley of the shadows, I will not fear. I am not alone. sorrow. I see your light is breaking through. Do not overtake me. I'm pressing into you. Lord, you fight my every battle, and I will not fear. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. You amaze me, redeem me. You call me as your own. You amaze me, redeem me. You call me as your own. You amaze me, redeem me. You call me as your own. You amaze me, redeem me. You call me as your own. You're my strength. You're my defender. You're my refuge in the storm. Through these trials, you've always been faithful. You bring healing to my soul. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never